Hello, all you music students. So today's lesson, I'm looking at the Essential Elements book, and I'm going to actually have you flip to the back, towards the back of the book. It's the Rubank Scale Arpeggio Studies, the keys, the scale key exercises. So let's look at those for now. That way, no matter what instrument I'm teaching you with, we can always have that universal thing, because scales are kind of the universal key to everything, right? They're the key to songs. They're the key to playing whatever song you like, whether it be Careless Whisper, or if it's, I don't know what your thing is. It could be that song, Tequila. Gotta get my head right. I haven't played them. I'm just like talking, pulling them out thin air. But whatever it is, scales are the answer to how you figure that stuff out. So let's start on page 40. The line 1, the first one, is the key of B flat, it says. So that's the key of concert, B flat. Some instruments you'll start on B flat. You know, if it's flute, you're starting on a B flat. If it's the saxophone, however, I'm on a piano bench today. Excuse me, I'm going to try to get this right. We're going to start on a G, because that's our notes. You will have one sharp, F sharp, in the key signature. That's important to know too, because if you don't know the key, it won't unlock the door. It won't unlock the scale. So we need G, and then you're going to go up that musical alphabet. Half note, G, A, B, C, thumb on, D, E. Here is where the key is. F sharp, G. Then back down, F sharp, E, D, C, thumb off, B, A, G, 2, 3, 4. And that's line 1, okay? So, without the pause, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, notice how I keep my fingers curled, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G, the end. Now I try to keep them close, because you know later on you're going to be playing fast if you're going to be going. I always think about that, because it's true. You got to keep your fingers closed. If you're like this, you're not going to find it. Okay, here we go. Line 1, key of B flat concert. 1, 2. So their arpeggio in this book is different than the arpeggios in the blue book. The blue book, which is the Foundations of Band, which a lot of is kind of the band director Bible, but so are these, you know. So the arpeggios, they are similar, but they disagree. So this one, it goes one way going up, and it's a different way coming down. In the blue book, the arpeggios are identical going up, going down. It's just a different form, okay? It's just different form. So if you're in the blue book looking at the same scale, it's going to be that arpeggio. But in this book, it's it starts the same, it ends the same, but there's something different in the middle. Do you hear that? So just make sure you're aware of that when you practice. It's not going to hurt you to learn both. It's fine, but just know it's there. Okay, line 2. We are still in the key of B flat concert. For you, it's a G if you're on the saxophone. We're going 8th note, 8th note. Or if you've done the word association with fruit, apple, apple. It's apple, 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 apple. And that's the rhythm the whole time until you get to the last note, a half note, which is a 2-count note, right? So, what is the purpose of this exercise? it's having you go through moving your fingers with some technique and slurring articulation. They move the slurs around. In measure 1, it's on beat 1. Measure 2 is on beat 1. You tongue beat 2. But in measure 3 and 4, they've moved it to beat 2 and beat 2. And then in the last 2 measures before the half note, it's in the middle. It's on the and. It goes to, yeah, it's very strange. So just kind of be aware of that. Let's do it. Ready? 1, 2. Okay. Oh, see, I'm not even doing it what it says. I gotta say it first. Let's say it first. Tongue, slur, tongue. See, I gotta say it right. Gotta get my head right. Okay. Slur, tongue, tongue, slur, tongue, 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 slur, tongue, tongue, slur, tongue, slur, tongue, tongue, slur, tongue, tongue. Okay. Gotta have my head on straight. Here we go. That'll be fun. That's a fun game if you're going to use it for a tiebreaker or if you're going to speed it up and see how fast you can end up doing it. That could be very interesting. So keep that in mind. Line 3 is moving in thirds. They don't tell you that, but that's what it is. So we are moving in thirds, meaning the interval is like if you were on the piano, every other note. I know this is weird looking at that, but that's what it is. So it's either moving from line note to the next line note or a space note to the next space note. Bum, 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 bum. It's like you're skipping the steps. If you're stepping up a stairway, it's like if you were not taking each step, you're skipping every other step. And then the teacher says, don't do that. But in this case, of course, you're supposed to do that. So that's what this is. It's going to do the skips up and skips back down. Starting on your concert B flat, which is a G again. That's what that is. Those are always fun to practice, interval type studies like that. Pretty cool. Sometimes I think in that blue book, the band director Bible, that other one, I think it does it like a little different, something like this. Something similar to that. I'm pulling that out of thin air. I'm not looking at it. I didn't look at this one either when I played it, really. Sorry about that. It wasn't perfect, but it's something like that, okay? By the way, if you're having trouble playing as fast as I am playing, that's okay. I've got to squeeze everything in on it. I've got a time limit on these video lessons that I do. You can always hit pause. You can always go back. Remember, you can adjust the speed while I'm jogging like this, or whatever you want to do. That'll be fine. It'll be great fun for everyone. Fun for the whole family. Now, line 4 on these arpeggio type studies, it looks like it's just a little song where it steps. It's going up, down, then half note, kind of doing that kind of thing. You might practice all 4 of these, you might not, but let me give you just a sample of what that's going to sound like. I'm not even going to do the whole thing. I'm just too part of it. Okay, so it does the same thing, kind of going to keep stepping, coming back down on line 2. Hey, happy practicing. Scales are important. All of these exercises on page 40, 41 are going to sound pretty much the same. You're just starting on different notes. The keys are different. That's the only thing that's different. But these songs or these lines, like line 1, keep a B flat, compared to line 1, key of A flat, they're going to sound the same. The only thing that's different is what notes you start on and stop on. We can always discuss that more once you're here again. Happy practicing.